Hello and welcome. I'm here today with Paul Kirwan, who is a development officer for Siel Bleu. So I have a couple of questions, Paul, ready here. So if you don't mind, we'll actually get straight to it. Question would be maybe if you could tell us a little bit about Siel Bleu and the service that you provide.
Yeah, so in pre-COVID time, Siel Bleu Ireland, what we are is a social enterprise. So we deliver exercise classes, but specifically adapted exercise classes to Ireland's older adults and people living with chronic disease and that kind of rehab area. We specialise in residential homes, daycare centres, community centres, and one-to-one in private homes. So we kind of see people, although it's older adults, we tend to see people who are quite young, maybe with intellectual or physical disability, all the way up to people in their hundreds in the nursing homes. And we kind of run different exercise classes for that kind of wide range of people. So anybody with a condition, injury, anything around that, we would kind of come in, assess it, and work around what they can do. So we try focus of, when people normally get a label, this is what you can't do. Siel Bleu try bring you into the class and show you what you can do. So that's kind of really who we are in a small nutshell.
Super. And I suppose just on that note, are your services, are they available across the country?
Yeah, so pre-COVID, we were almost nationwide. But now, due to now with COVID, we actually are more nationwide, and because we can use online, so we can actually reach people we couldn't reach before. But we cover, I think it's 18 counties in pre-COVID times. So, we have a lot of face-to-face classes there.
Okay, super. That's great reach. And I suppose it's National Arthritis Week. Maybe you could tell us a little bit more about the importance of exercise in managing arthritis specifically, please.
Yeah, I'm sure most people who have arthritis get told upon the diagnosis that they need to exercise regularly just to kind of improve the management for easing of pain, or even just themselves to keep themselves more active. Normally when you get diagnosed with a condition like that, you tend to think you're going to have a lot of limitations, but exercise can kind of keep you in the normal bracket of everyday life. You don't have to let that label sit with you. So the importance, if you think about physical, just even for myself, exercising keeps me healthy, well, fitter, stronger, and all the same applies to somebody with arthritis. So there's no real difference there. If you think of the mental side of it, so you might have more trouble sleeping with pain, stiffness in joints. Exercise is proven to show the benefits of that as well. So if you exercise more, you have improved quality of sleep. The stronger your muscles can help with the weaker bones, the joints, the stiffness. So a lot of this kind of comes into play. And one of the big parts would be the social benefits of exercise. So a lot of people forget about that, but if you exercise in a group, especially a group that would be like-minded, you're bringing yourself out and you're meeting people. And again, going back to that label of having arthritis, a lot of people see it as a barrier. I can't do stuff like this, but if you exercise in an arthritis-friendly kind of group, you're meeting like-minded people who see the same challenges and face the same challenges as you, and you'll kind of get back to that social element of normality, if you say it's like that.
Yeah, that's funny because I forgot about kind of the social aspect to the groups, which is obviously a huge benefit. So I know you kind of alluded to it earlier about the pandemic and kind of how things have changed. Maybe if you could go into that a little bit more detail, kind of how has the pandemic impacted your organisation and maybe the people that you normally work with?
Yeah, so if you see in the background there, I've got a chair and some dumbbells. So that's kind of all we have now due to the pandemic. So pre-pandemic, a typical class would look like, whether it's residential home, daycare centre, community centre, one-to-one, I'd come in with a bag of equipment and do an exercise class tailored around that group or individual. And now it's all done through online. So people join us via Zoom classes, Facebook classes, YouTube classes, and do the exercise that way. So it's a lot more, self-management on the person themselves. But the pandemic has pushed us online, and it's an avenue we wanted to go down, but because of older adults and technology don't have the best combination, or so they say they don't. We thought it'd be an avenue we'd never go down, but now we are, and there's a huge following. And just on that, a nice note would be that if you went onto the Siel Bleu Ireland Facebook or YouTube page since the first lockdown, March 13th,
the numbers.
Yeah, we've done hundreds of videos. So there's like loads of free videos that people can just join in and exercise and follow along.
And then I suppose kind of lastly, maybe tell us a bit about as an organisation, what are the plans, what plans do Siel Bleu have for the following months and maybe the next couple of years?
Yeah, the best thing about us is we adapt with the climate. Like I said earlier, we work with younger people all the way to older people, and age range, ability level, there's no one we really can't work with. So to become nationwide is obviously one of the biggest things to cover, face-to-face classes in every county. But we're in the middle of developing our own online platform, so you could nearly book in an online Zoom class that suits your level of intensity, and we're building that on our website at the moment, and hopefully it'll be live in the summer, so that if there are people that still, for any reason, are afraid to go out, can't get to a class, that they could book in an online class with a trainer-led session. So hopefully that'll be sorted soon.
Down the line. Super, that sounds amazing. Well, thanks a million, Paul, for agreeing to talk to us. Yeah, I've learned a lot. Thanks a million for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you.